Chapter 1. The Bottom of My Soul. A moan just came from the bottom of my soul. I was in agony. Air couldn't enter my lungs. I couldn't move, but neither could I quit. I was being crushed alive by a man, not just any man, mind you. A man who had earned the nickname of Boa, as in boa constrictor, for his spine-twisting, rib-breaking, soul-crushingly tight application of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This man was one of the famous Dirty Dozen, the first 12 Americans to earn their black belt in this powerful art, after it left to worldwide prominence in the wake of Royce Gracie's display of Jiu-Jitsu in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. This man, Mr. Roy Harris, was my instructor, mentor, and friend. In this moment, though, he was hurting me, smashing me, effortlessly, I might add, using the weight of his body in a clinical and controlled manner. Mr. Harris allowed brief moments of mercy where I gasped for air, before he shut down those opportunities at will, eliminating the space that my lungs needed to open. No expansion, just compression. His body on mine, dominating me. Then, a moment of relief. I struggled to survive, attempting to counter these positions, but Mr. Harris would counter my counter. He was a third-degree black belt, and I was child's play. Outgunned and outwitted, it became a physical and mental battle in which you're continually losing, yet you cannot quit. You're not expected to win, but you have to keep going. Even if you're tired, or injured, or don't feel like you have another big movement in you to relieve the relentless pressure, you can't stop. That's when you begin to moan. Involuntarily. That's when you really dig deep, even though you thought you were digging deep an hour ago. You read that right. An hour ago. The test is 3.5 hours long, and the moaning is a stunning finale. That's what this man wants to see. How you react when you're feeling low, oppressed, when the strength has gone. Now he can see your true technique. Now he can see your heart. It's not easily exposed. It takes time to get there, but he'll find it. He knows many ways to get there. This was a baptism by fire, and the mats of the Harris Academy were the crucible. It was also a launch pad into the realm of leadership, into a realm of mastery that few will ever achieve. Every birth is a difficult passage, and this was no exception. The tip of my pinky hung like a chad and was taped to the next finger. The tendon had popped off the bone. My right ankle was heavily taped and nearly immobilized, football style, since the tendons had been snapped in a figure-4 toe hold 6 weeks prior. It was only pain, and none of it mattered, because this was happening. I was getting my black belt, and I was going to finish this test. You probably already know this, but in case someone hasn't taken the time to point it out, let me do so now. There's a warrior inside of you. There are a handful of moments in this life where that warrior is pushed to the edge, a distance much farther than you'd ever go by choice. This is where you really learn what you're capable of and discover who you are, dictated by the demands of the situation. That willingness to go out on your shield is the very drive that enhances the rest of your life, that allows you to truly live. It's called courage, and it can be tested for extended periods of time, as this ritual was successfully doing. What this rite of passage did was create a confidence in me that I could handle anything. There would be setbacks, of course, challenges, injuries, situations to handle, risks to take, yet I knew I could persevere because of this moment, because of this threshold I had crossed. A black belt from Professor Roy Harris was a lifetime achievement. The culmination of 15 years of continuous training, starting in Japan and finishing that afternoon on the mat in San Diego. I was reborn a black belt in the deadly art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Turn the pages and I'll show you the path. Each step of this process, the real training, the inside scoop, the price of admission with your body and soul, to achieve nothing more than a wrap around your waist. Why? We thrive on symbols, and that black belt is a symbol of power, a sign of lethal potential, a beacon of physical mastery and emotional calm. Whatever your projection happens to be, the path to achieving this goal is not what you think. It's not just as you imagined. It's much more intense. It's much more involved. So let me share one seeker's story. Then you'll know if you'd like to take those steps, cross the threshold, and become a black belt yourself.